Well, just in time to get you in the Christmas spirit, we have our annual Poinsettia Extravaganza. And with us today to help point out the great poinsettias is Dr. Janet Cole. Janet is a professor of horticulture here at OSU. And Janet, thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Now, Janet, we're going to be looking at a lot of different poinsettias, and maybe we could just start with the most common one. We've got a beautiful red one right here in the front.
Yes, this particular cultivar is Peptide Red. And you'll notice that it's our typical red color that we typically associate with Christmas, and has the nice dark green foliage color. This particular red cultivar has the oak leaf shaped bracts on it, and that's something a little bit different than you'll see with some of the other varieties that we look at. But the red ones are the ones that people probably most typically associate with Christmas.
And that is a beautiful poinsettia. And right in back of it, though, this is a gorgeous color. This is different than anything I've ever seen.
Yes, this cultivar is called Plum Pudding, and this is a brand new cultivar this year. It's a little bit different color than what you typically would see. It has more of the mauve colored, and so, you know, if you have mauve as one of your colors in your home or your office, why this might be a great accent to that design. So you'll notice it is a little bit taller cultivar. But if you wanted to do it with a bunch, maybe with a white, something like that, then that might bring out some of that mauve color. So
now, as we're talking about this and this new color here, this is part of the Poinsettia Trials here.
yes,
And this may not be available this year.
that's right. It may not be available this year, but I bet you'll be able to find it in a year or two in the trade. So it's something to look for.
We'll start looking for that one. Now, this is a really pretty one here, this cream.
This is called Snowcap, and unlike the red one where we noted the oak leaf-shaped bracts, these are more solid on the sides. They don't have the lobes like what you see with the others, and that also is typical of poinsettias. But it just kind of depends on the cultivar what those bracts are going to look like. So one thing to think about with the whites is a lot of times when we see white cultivars, they look kind of creamy, and this particular one has more of the white shades instead of the creamy color that sometimes is associated with the poinsettias.
Good.
So
Now, this one right here in the front is
this is our miniature one. It's called Gold Star Pink, and it's really unusual. It's a new one this year also, so you're not going to find it immediately in the trade, but it's one to look for. The interesting thing about this one is it has this gold variegation in a dark green leaf.
Wow.
And that's the way it came in. That looks like that before flowering, and then once it flowers, of course, it gets the pink bracts to it. Now, an interesting thing about this one is a lot of times when we think about poinsettias, we think about having them through Christmas, and then after Christmas they kind of get dumped out the back door because they don't look so pretty. Well, this is one that you might be able to actually keep through the spring because it's got that interesting foliage to it that's a little bit different than the others. So even after the bracts are gone, we can still use it as a foliage plant.
I like that.
That's kind of interesting. Next to that one, we have a pink one that's called Heirloom Pink. And I wanted to show you this one because a lot of times when we think about poinsettias and we think about the colors, we're thinking only about the bracts. And so we've looked at the red, we've looked at the white. Here we've got pink bracts. But one thing about this particular cultivar is that it has a variegated foliage. And so not only can poinsettias have interest in their flowering, but also in the foliage itself. And so you might, if you're looking for something just a little bit different than the dark green foliage with red bracts, there are lots of different cultivars with different colored bracts that also have variegated folages. And so that's a little bit of variety there if you're looking for something different in your decorating.
Now, this one next to it, this red one, this is one of my favorite new ones. I just love this. And actually, this is out now. People can find it.
That is called Winter Rose, and you'll notice we have a red one here and we also have a white one. The red one is called Winter Rose Dark Red, the white one is Winter Rose White, and there is also a Winter Rose Pink. Now, the reason that it's called Winter Rose is because you notice the bracts are kind of curly or curved. It makes the poinsettia look like a rose. And so, therefore, they've given the cultivar names Winter Rose along with the color of the bracts. You'll notice down here we've got a bigger one that is also the winter rose dark red, just to give you an idea what it looks like as a bigger size plant.
I think that's a really very nice looking, especially if you just want a single poinsettia. That one just, it looks like a grouping all on its own. Now these poinsettias, the ones that we actually have here, are going to be on display so people can come in and vote for them?
Yes, we are going to be displaying our poinsettias at TLC on Memorial Road in Oklahoma City, and I believe TLC is going to have their open house December 2nd, and that will be the start of our display. And at that time we will also have surveys available that people can fill out telling us their preferences.
Okay.
And that gives us an idea of what people like and what they don't like, and also is some good information for the companies who actually breed the poinsettias.
Okay, so even if they aren't able to purchase some of these new ones, they can see them.
That's right.
And the last thing that I wanted to ask you, Janet, when people are buying poinsettias, one of the main things is to get them from where they get them to home without injuring them.
And in December, you never know what the weather's going to be like. So if you happen to go pick up your poinsettias and it happens to be a really cold day, one thing you want to make sure is when you purchase the poinsettia, they sleeve it for you.
Okay.
And what that will do is give that poinsettia a little bit of protection to get it to your vehicle and then get it home. Now, once you get it in your vehicle, you don't want to go park and go shopping and that kind of thing. You want to go ahead and get it home and get it out of the cold, because they are sensitive to cold. But that sleeving is really important to make sure that they get that done for you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and this has really put me in the Christmas spirit, just being in this greenhouse full of poinsettias.
Well, thank you for coming.
We hope you enjoyed this video. It's part of our OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. You can also find more recent videos on our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.